Hello, hello. Oh, got a frog in my throat. Welcome, girls.
Thank you.
I am here to talk about the film The Intern. So I'd like to start with you guys introducing yourself to our audience.
Hi, my name is Elena Viklova. I'm the director and writer of Intern.
And my name is Sofia Terpou, and I produced the film.
I'm loving the girl power here.
Thank you.
So I was able to watch the film yesterday. I really enjoyed it. It really took me by surprise. So I'm watching it. I love the world you created. I was like immediately there. But then it sort of like goes into this kind of Gene Wilder kind of at the end, I was like, what? This is amazing. So where did the idea for the film come from? It's quite unusual, but I was so into it.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. Yeah, so I guess that's exactly the effect that we wanted to have on the audience, that the ending is so surprising.
It's so surreal.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm coming from a corporate background. Yeah, so before filmmaking for many, many years, I was in banking and finance. So the entire idea of any institutionalized story where an individual is kind of opposed to the system will always naturally interest me.
So are you the lead character in some respects?
Not really. Yeah, but I definitely can relate myself,
to it.
yeah, to all of the tribulations, yeah, that he's going through. So yeah, and I really wanted to create something talking about this oppressive, in some way toxic institutions or systems, and to explore even for myself, like how exactly they work, how exactly they survive. Yeah.
Well, what was interesting to me was that people were so complicit in that environment for not really caring that that's what
Exactly.
the environment was like. And I was like, oh, that's such an interesting perspective.
Exactly.
That's how it
Yeah.
exists.
Yeah, so I was trying to create this kind of like speculative and absurd reality where, yeah, you actually you cannot even understand what exactly this company is doing. Yeah, like what is the goal, what these people are doing.
And yet it still keeps going and still keeps
Exactly.
going.
And for some mysterious reason, everyone is so complicit, as you said. Yeah, like and so okay with nothing actually happening around them. Yeah. So when I was reflecting on this topic myself, yeah, like how people would agree to this, yeah, I realized that it all comes down to loyalty. Yeah. So the system will filter itself, everyone, regardless of their expertise or knowledge, down to the main quality, being loyal to the system. And I don't want to disclose the resolution of the film, but this is exactly how the cycle of the system is always happening. Yeah.
Well, I recently read 1984, and there was like definitely some like George Orwell vibes in there as well.
I'm flattered by this comparison. Thank you so much.
I really was like, oh, okay, we're here, we're in this world.
Yeah.
But would you call it a period piece or not specifically? Because in a way it was, but then it wasn't. It was so relatable to our modern existence. So
Well, do you really have a certain feeling when exactly the story happens? I don't think so.
No, that's why I'm asking. I was like, it felt period, but then it didn't. But I didn't care. So I was just curious about, about.
I mean, there is a reason why this world looks so 90s alike in terms of its wardrobe, in terms of the production design, because I think that's exactly what happens to this type of autocratic systems, that they become stuck in a certain period and they do not really evolve further. Yeah, kind of like reusing the style, reusing the techniques and technologies from the previous periods. Yeah. So if you want to believe that this is happening in the future, you are more than welcome to think
but that's
so.
what I loved about it. I was like, it could be 1940, could be today,
Yeah.
could be somewhere in the future.
Yeah.
But that's what I loved about it. And like, just in terms of creating that world as a producer, were you very sort of intentional and specific about props and about casting, about just keeping it very
Yeah, so the conversation that we had with Elena, she was very specific about the world she wanted to create. And again, it's specific and it's not, because there's no time.
Yeah.
story.
That's quite hard to do.
Yes. So we had to have these conversations with the production designer, wardrobe, makeup on how the world would look like, because some of the props are coming from the past, and some of the props are from the present or might look even futuristic. And I think that was really a challenge, and it was really beautiful. You know, I feel that that was really unique as a process producing it.
Amazing. So wonderful. And what was your greatest takeaway, both of you, from this experience, from making this movie?
I think for me as a producer, it took me to the next level in terms of producing. If I felt as like in terms of like the works that I've worked before, it was a different scale in terms of budget, in terms of people, in terms of locations, and also in terms of, I think, the message. I think the film, and that's why I really wanted to be on board, because the message of the film, this like loyalty versus knowledge and skills, I think it's really important, especially with all the political scene that is happening, you know, the things that are happening right now in the world.
That's great. So you grew in confidence.
Yes, yes.
All right,
absolutely.
we can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
then the same question for you. What will you take away from this experience?
My biggest takeaway from any set is always new people, new creative people that I meet on every set. And like, you know, as a creative person, you never really have an influence on the final result or the way the audience would perceive your work. So all we have to really enjoy is a process,
Absolutely.
and meeting new people on set, in pre-production, in production, post-production. That's always the biggest pleasure and the biggest gift or takeaway you can have from any.
I love
any
that.
set.
So new connections for your next work.
Absolutely. And actually the next work would be converting that short into a feature film, because there are so many things to explore about this bizarre, absurd world that we have created.
I love that. So is that on the cards for you guys?
Exactly. Yeah.
You heard it here first. I can't wait. Well, hopefully we get to see it. I will definitely sign up for that.